Corey CIA. Like, he didn't even have to say it. I know it. He's fucking CIA.
Not only was Corey Gamble extremely close to Kim Porter and Diddy, he was there. He was there when the coroners arrived to Kim Porter's house after 911 was called. Am I crazy? That's Corey Gamble, 100%. Not in the blue, the one right behind him.
Phew, the Kardashian drama is spiraling out of control. Word is Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble are splitting, and Kanye is back at it, claiming Corey is connected to the CIA. But that's not all. Kris and Kim are now being dragged straight into Diddy's legal storm. Rumors say Corey's ready to walk away, and Kris is terrified because if he opens his mouth, a whole closet of skeletons could come crashing out. Meanwhile, Kanye's only adding fuel, accusing Kris and Kim of shady dealings with Diddy. And with Corey and Diddy being close for years, the connections run deep. Trust me, the rabbit hole here is crazy. So let's break it all down.
Into it. Have this. Kanye posted a picture of Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner's longtime boyfriend. The caption reads, "God has a plan to remove the godless. Corey needed to never be here anyway." And I think he's a nice person.
So Kris Jenner and her longtime boyfriend Corey Gamble are in the middle of a major crisis. The drama boiled over during Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter concert in Las Vegas, where the two allegedly got into a heated public argument. Eyewitnesses say Kris stormed off mid-show while Khloe Kardashian rushed to calm Corey down. One source told Page 6 the tension was obvious. Kris looked furious, Corey was visibly frustrated, and Khloe was doing damage control. And this isn't the first time their fights have spilled into public. Just a few months earlier, during Jeff Bezos' star-studded wedding in Venice, Kris reportedly left Corey behind and rode a water taxi solo. Onlookers said Corey seemed fed up, even muttering that he's always forced to do whatever Kris wants. At the time, an insider told Radar Online that Corey was sick of being treated like a glorified assistant hired to do Kris's bidding and smooth out tricky situations, which, with Kris, seemed to happen every single day. But here's where it gets interesting. Corey Gamble isn't just some random boyfriend hanging in the Kardashian shadows. Kris may have thought she could control the narrative with him, but that might be her biggest mistake. Corey's background is practically a mystery. He seemed to appear out of nowhere, instantly locked in with the most powerful people in Hollywood. Nobody really knows much about his life before Kris. And let's be real, Kris Jenner isn't the type to settle for a nobody after being married to men like Robert Kardashian and Caitlyn Jenner. Corey's connections are what really raise eyebrows. He's linked to some of the biggest names in the industry: Diddy, Jay-Z, Ellen DeGeneres, even Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. One viral clip even shows him walking Beyoncé to her car alongside Jay-Z after a pre-Grammy party, and let's just say, Beyoncé did not appear completely sober in that moment. So why exactly is Kris Jenner's boyfriend moving like Beyoncé's personal bodyguard? The whole situation feels off, and it doesn't stop there. Corey has been spotted on multiple occasions hopping onto Jay-Z and Beyoncé's private jet, which begs the question, why is this guy so closely tied to some of the most powerful and untouchable figures in entertainment? That's why the rumors about Corey are gaining so much traction. Whispers say he might actually be one of Hollywood's handlers or fixers, the kind of people who manage celebrities behind the scenes, keeping scandals under wraps and careers on track. And while that might sound far-fetched, insiders claim these roles often come with ties to intelligence agencies, making this way bigger than just being Kris Jenner's boyfriend. And it wouldn't be the first time we've seen something like this. Remember Kanye's former trainer, Harley Pasternak? After Kanye leaked messages where Harley threatened to institutionalize him and send him back to zombie land, fans started digging into his past. Turns out Harley had ties to Canadian intelligence and even admitted in an interview that he once worked in a military lab, experimenting with substances that regular people would never have access to.
And the area that I was interested in was how drugs and food affect muscular performance. And
when you say drugs, are that like performance-enhancing drugs, or are they
all kinds of drugs?
Oh, right, okay.
So working for the military, I wasn't governed by the same laws that the typical person was, so I could look at the impact of certain drugs that are not everyday things.
And speaking of Kanye, he's been warning about this for years. He's publicly blasted Harley Pasternak, calling him one of many Hollywood handlers pulling strings behind the scenes. In fact, during a run-in with paparazzi, Kanye straight up admitted he was worried about the handlers surrounding his own family, and let's be honest, that sounded a whole lot like he was talking about Corey.
If Harley was part of intelligence, right, what kind of people you think are surrounding my kids? What kind of people you think are in that house right now?
And let's not forget, Kanye's made it crystal clear.
Kanye has been loud and clear about one thing. He does not want Corey Gamble anywhere near his kids. Back in the summer of 2020, after retreating to his Wyoming ranch, Ye blasted Kim and Chris on social media, accusing them of trying to lock him into a 5,150 psychiatric hold. He went further, publicly warning Chris and Corey to stay away from his children. In a string of posts, Kanye called Corey godless, accused him of being CIA, and claimed he was sent in to infiltrate the Kardashian-Jenner family. He even wrote, "He got my wife linked with the liberals in a deep way. That was his job." Kanye said he always believed Corey worked for DuPont or some similar organization before dismissing him with, "Now he's off to his next mission. His job is done." Fast forward to 2023, and a leaked video surfaced of Kanye on the phone, once again insisting Corey is CIA.
Yes, Corey's CIA. Like, he didn't even have to say it. I know it. He's fucking CIA.
But the rabbit hole goes even deeper once you start looking at Corey's ties to Diddy. Long before he ever linked up with Chris, Corey was reportedly one of Diddy's key fixers. And here's the chilling part. He was photographed at Kim Porter's house just hours after she died, before the forensic team had even arrived. So the question is, why was Kris Jenner's boyfriend already at that scene? Because that's definitely not normal.
How am I just now finding out that not only was Corey Gamble extremely close to Kim Porter and Diddy, he was there. He was there when the coroners arrived to Kim Porter's house after 911 was called. Am I crazy? That's Corey Gamble, 100%. Not in the blue, the one right behind him. Like, I don't even have a theory. I'm just confused. And we're going to talk about this in the deep dive, but Kim Porter, when she passed away, there was obviously discrepancies in police reports versus coroner reports. Another thing we know for a fact is P. Diddy had her entire home wired with audio listening devices and video cameras. Was her passing caught on camera? Does Diddy have footage of Kim Porter passing away? Just don't get it. How has this man been everywhere, have connections with everyone, but he is really only known as Kris Jenner's boyfriend?
Now officially, Kim Porter's cause of death was ruled as pneumonia, with doctors claiming she'd been battling flu-like symptoms for weeks. But her family painted a very different picture. They insisted Kim was perfectly healthy and active, even getting a massage the very same day she passed. Then it turns downright chilling. That night, Kim allegedly sent a group text to her friends that read, "He got me," right before getting into bed. She even placed a 911 call. And let's not forget, just because Kim and Diddy had broken up didn't mean he loosened his grip. Far from it. Reports say he kept her under constant watch, with people following her and spying on her every move. Former Bad Boy artist Mark Curry even alleged that Diddy went as far as wiretapping Kim's phones, so he'd always know exactly what she was doing.
It was all, insecurities. Anytime a man would go out his way to wiretap someone's phone or put taps in their homes just to monitor their conversation, that's a sign of insanity. So when you see someone doing that, you can imagine everything else they do. What do you think he's going to do if he found her on the phone talking to someone and or feels that she's cheating on him or somebody sleeping with his girl? What you think he's going to say? "Ooh, I caught you. Ooh, I heard this." Nah, he's going to come in with it's going to be a fight.
So if the reports are true that Kim Porter was working on a tell-all memoir before her death, then you already know Diddy must have been aware of it. And if he knew, there's no way he would have allowed that book to ever see the light of day. This is where Corey comes back into the picture. Multiple sources claim Corey was seen carrying a laptop out of Kim's house on the very day she died, before the forensic team even arrived. That detail alone raises far too many questions.
How am I just now finding out that not only was Corey Gamble extremely close to Kim Porter and Diddy, he was there. He was there when the coroners arrived to Kim Porter's house after 911 was called. Am I crazy? That's Corey Gamble, 100%. Not in the blue, the one right behind him. Like, I don't even have a theory. I'm just confused. And we're going to talk about this in the deep dive, but Kim Porter, when she passed away, there was obviously discrepancies in police reports versus coroner reports. Another thing we know for a fact is P. Diddy had her entire home wired with audio listening devices and video cameras. Was her passing caught on camera? Does Diddy have footage of Kim Porter passing away? I just don't get it. How has this man been everywhere, have connections with everyone, but he is really only known as Kris Jenner's boyfriend?
So if Corey really did take something out of Kim Porter's house that could have tied into a criminal investigation, that's not just suspicious. That's a felony. That's straight up interfering with law enforcement. So why has nobody ever questioned Corey about it? And why was he even there before the coroner showed up? If Kanye's claims are true, and Corey really does have intelligence connections, then maybe that explains why he's been untouchable all this time. But it also raises bigger questions. What was Corey's real role in the Kardashian family? Was he just Kris's boyfriend, or was he planted inside the circle for another reason? And now, with his relationship with Kris on shaky ground, could he have enough secrets to expose everything if their split turns ugly? Remember, Kris and all her daughters were close with Diddy, and they were no strangers to his parties.
I did a shoot in the Bahamas with Justin Bieber. How old is Justin? 16. During the shoot, Justin said, "Oh, I have a nickname for you." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Cougar."
Does he have a crush on you?
I have no idea.
Do you have a crush on him?
Yeah, Kim, do you have a crush on him? If only he was 18.
18?
Wait, you know there's stuff all over the internet about how you're a cougar.
How I'm a cougar?
Yeah.
I'm not even 30 years old.
You're a cougar.
No.
I am.
Where are you going? I'm gonna go to join Diddy. He's doing that. Rick Ross is doing a little concert this afternoon.
No.
But here's where it gets even darker. Kanye straight up accused Kim of being involved in the same kind of crimes that landed Diddy behind bars. He went off after finding out North appeared on a track with UK artist FKA Twigs, and this is what he wrote. Kim Kardashian is an ex-trafficker. I don't like that Twigs has my daughter in her video dressed up grown. I expected more from Twigs. F all you ninjas. My soul is black. And what? Y'all don't believe me? You just say I'm crazy. Now, sure, people always say we should take Kanye's rants with a grain of salt. But at some point, you can't just ignore the patterns and the timing. Too many coincidences are stacking up, especially when you factor in Corey Gamble's shady role in all of this. So I'll ask you, who is Corey Gamble really? Is he just Kris Jenner's longtime boyfriend? Or is he actually a Hollywood handler, maybe even a CIA asset planted to control the Kardashians from the inside? And why did he really step into Kris's life when he did? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because if even a fraction of this is true, then the secrets Corey holds could shake Hollywood to its core.